I changed my career not once, not twice, but 3 times by the time I turned 24, and I don't regret it. Hello everyone, my name is Hadel-Lynn, and I am going to share with you all my crazy career change journey. From graduating with a bachelor's in earth sciences as a budding environmental scientist, to working in the legal industry, and now being a 24-year-old accelerated nursing student. The purpose of this video is to let you know that if you are stuck in a job that you do not like at all, it is never too late to switch to a new career. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe. And with that, let's get started. Now, we are going to start this journey from the way beginning, my actual birth. When my mom gave birth to me, she told me that she believed I was going to work in the medical industry, preferably as a nurse. When she told me this story as a kid, I thought she was crazy because I wanted nothing to do with nursing. But now, as I'm turning 24 and starting my second semester of my accelerated nursing student, you know, sometimes your mother's intuition is right. Now, jumping over to my childhood, I always explored so many crazy career options. When I was a kid, I at first thought I wanted to be an accountant because I liked numbers and I thought accountants were wealthy, and I'm also Asian, so therefore I must be good at math, right? Then I thought I wanted to be a photographer, astronaut in space, because who does not want to be that? There was a time I thought I wanted to be a pharmacist that made natural-based medicines in the tropical rainforest. My idea of what I wanted as a career changed all the time. And as a kid, everyone around me was telling me like, oh, you're gonna be fine, you're gonna figure it out, you're very smart. And honestly, that didn't really help me at all. Now, cut to high school. In my second year of high school, I took a biology class, and honestly, I did not like it. I especially did not like anatomy and physiology, which was surprising because I think at that time I was considering being a doctor. After I took that class, I just decided, you know what, I want nothing to do with the medical industry. So I was like, well, what are my options? In my third year of high school, I ended up joining the International Baccalaureate program, and I actually graduated high school with my IB diploma. I took IB Environmental Sciences, and it felt like everything had clicked at that moment. I love this class so much, and it really inspired me to push myself into the environmental remediation field. And so I figured, you know what? I want to be more of earth science, environmental science major, which low-key was kind of a mistake, because if you want to work in the environmental remediation field, I would highly consider becoming an environmental engineer, because environmental engineers, they can become environmental scientists, but not vice versa. I actually got into the University of California, San Diego. I got my bachelor's in earth sciences there, and honestly, completing my major at UCSD was absolutely incredible. I worked with Scripps Institute of Oceanography, and my classes were by the beach. I got to go camping with my friends. How many majors can you say that allowed you to go camping as part of a grade? And also, it gave me the opportunity to study abroad for a couple weeks in Iceland. All of these experiences I don't regret. However, even while I was studying this major, I changed my mind a lot on what I wanted to do. At one point, I considered, changing my major to become a business major, to work more in consulting, and I'm glad that didn't work out. And then UCSD opened up their data science major in my third year of college, and I almost considered switching to that, but that would have held me back another year, and I didn't want that. And then I actually did try to transfer into environmental engineering, but I just couldn't cut it with the grades. So even while I was in college, I still wasn't 100% sure on what I wanted to do. It wasn't actually until my second year of college, the idea of what I thought I wanted to do popped in. So my second year of college, in my spring break, I got the opportunity to go to Sacramento for a lobbying conference for the University of California, and I absolutely loved my experience there. So because of that, and also taking my more major courses in my third and fourth year, and realizing, maybe environmental sciences specifically is not the right route for me, it made me lean towards going to law school. From there, I got the opportunity for my last 2 years of college to work part-time for an internship with the Department of Justice, and I absolutely love my time there as well. I got to know attorneys by name, I even got to help out with trials, and it was such a beautiful experience that made me really consider becoming a lawyer. All of these during my last 2 years of college kind of made me decide, you know what, maybe I should go to law school. And then another change of events happened. When COVID hit in my last quarter of college, was supposed to be, which it still was, it was supposed to be just easy, fun, light classes. So at that time, I'm gonna move out of my off-campus apartment with my friends and move back home because all my classes were online. And fun fact about me, I enjoy doing like personal projects because I like to keep busy, and I thought, well, since I'm going to be having really easy classes and just taking them at home and also working part-time from home, I need to keep myself busy. And it took me a little bit of a while to really decide what personal project I wanted to do. It wasn't until one day my family and I went to Walmart and I bumped into an EMT in the fabric section, and I asked her like what was going on and stuff, and she told me she was looking for fabric to try and design, fabric face masks at the time for her and her colleagues, because as we all remember, there's just shortages on everything, especially for the first responders, which was crazy. So I got to talk to her a little bit more, and she was so kind enough to send me a template of how to make a fabric face mask. And from there, I knew what I wanted to do. And so I decided during my last quarter of college to really dedicate towards making fabric face masks for my friends and my loved ones. My mom still works at a hospital, but she works more on the admin side. But at that time, she had to come in physically every day. So I was worried for her. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna pick up my sewing machine that I had been so scared to pick up again, because as a kid, I got the needle like stuck between this, I don't know if you can see it, this small section of my skin, and it traumatized me for life. So fun personal project that helped community and also overcame my fear of sewing. Win-win for me. People saw my mom wearing the fabric face mask and they asked her where did she get it from, and then she ended up being the referral person, and that operation of creating fabric face masks grew from there. I believe I made up to 1,000 face masks during the main part of COVID, which is crazy because it was just me, my mom, and my dad spending time with the sewing machines and like putting in, I think, coffee or vacuum filters inside and using elastic or even rubber bands for holding on to the ears. And it was incredible. I got to ship all over the nation and even internationally, and that made me really interested in healthcare. So after I graduated, online, COVID 2020, I decided to, one, volunteer at my mom's hospital, and two, sign up for CNA school. And these two experiences were positive, and it made me become really motivated towards becoming a nurse. I was working on a few prerequisites, and I was also applying to jobs at the time. So I was kind of stuck in this weird limbo of like, I want to go to nursing school, but I'm not 100% certain. And then I got the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to move to Boston as a paralegal working in the healthcare fraud division. And for those of you who don't know, working in healthcare fraud is a very difficult industry to break into right away, especially as a new grad, because it's such a subspecialized field of white collar. It takes a long time to be able to get in. And I saw this as my golden opportunity. One, because I love Boston cream donuts. I grew up off of Dunkin'. And also, it was a perfect mix. It was healthcare and law. I decided I'm going to take this job. This experience will help me decide whether or not I want to 100% go to law school or 100% go to nursing school. So Christmas of 2020, I moved to Boston in the middle of a white Christmas. For 3 years, I enjoyed my job as a paralegal. I enjoyed working with the attorneys hands-on. I enjoyed working in interesting cases. I enjoyed my colleagues, and I enjoyed the work that I did. However, being exposed to that job really showed me that I just didn't want to be a lawyer. I was good at my job, don't get me wrong. I could have done it. It's just more being a lawyer was not going to be what truly made me happy. Once I figured this out, I decided I'm going to finish the rest of my prerequisites part-time while working full-time, and I actually left my job as of April this year and started nursing school May of this year. In my first few weeks of nursing school, I was scared I was going to change my mind again, and it wasn't until I stepped into my first clinical I knew that I made the absolutely correct choice for me. I enjoy what I do now, and I love studying what I study, and I can't wait to become a real nurse. And the moral of the story is just, it's okay for you to change your mind on what you want to do, especially because there are certain jobs that probably don't exist yet, or certain jobs that you didn't even realize that you enjoy doing. A lot of us really choose our careers based on what we see in film, or what we see like our families do, or very specific circumstances. It's really important to take every golden opportunity that you can, because you never know. You never know. I did not think I was gonna go to school to become a nurse, but here I am now, and I don't regret anything of what I did, because everything that I did will help me become a better nurse and a better person. As a 24-year-old, I still have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm just kind of going with the flow and going with what works best for me. And I really hope that this helps anyone of any age really decide if the career that they're in, or the career that they're deciding to be in, is the right choice for them, and to let anyone know that if you change your mind, honestly, it's okay. Your happiness in terms of your career and your personal life are way more important than being, pigeonholed into a job that you do not like, nor do you find any financial benefit towards. I hope you enjoyed this video. I certainly love talking about this topic. If you have any further questions or concerns, drop them in the chat below. And with that, I wish you all a very good night.